Hello. So what else do I need to do, Chaston? Okay. Okay, cool. Right. Right. Okay. Hello. How are you? So I am stepping in for Chaston today. I'm just going to be here for a few hours. But let me get the Facebook pulled up and all that kind of stuff. So, as they say in church, bear with me. Okay, I'm almost there. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I can hear myself, so I don't think I'm supposed to have this other screen up. I don't look like I told y'all the other day, I'm not as computer savvy as Chaston. Hi Vesty. But we are here. Sunflower, if you are watching, can you please come down here and fix the I don't know why it does that sometimes when you go live on Facebook, it's like zoomed in. And my forehead is already big. So, the last thing I need is a zoom in directly on my forehead. That's crazy. All right. Welcome once, welcome twice, welcome three times. Welcome to the Streamathon. We are still going. We are still accepting donations. Shout out to Texas Roadhouse again for partnering up with us. We really appreciate it. And we have been making progress, which is a blessing. I wish I had the button for the hand clapping thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is amazing. It's going amazing and it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited about it. Um, Everybody else that you've been seeing come on the stream is super excited about it. I think we're all just ready to start working. Like we're just, we've already been working, but to have a headquarters, a building, and to really be able to do, what our pastor wants to do. Um, so yeah, how has everybody's day been? What do you guys? Oh wait, let me do that differently. What have you guys been up to? What's going on today? What did y'all cook? What y'all eating? What talk to me, y'all. Talk to me so I'm not talking to myself. I'm trying to get where I can see the comments. Um okay, I'm trying to see if it's going to work now. Okay, so in the meantime, you guys comment so I could make sure the comments are coming up. Okay, so in the meantime, I had an amazing time last night. So, I sing with David Walker and High Praise. Shout out to them. I love them. So we had to sing at the City Winery last night here in Atlanta. and that went really, really well. I, you know what? It's something about doing what you love and then doing it with people that also love doing the same thing. Like all of us up here with the same goal in mind. And I love singing next to people that have amazing energy because it rubs off on you. That was creepy. Um, I don't know what that sound was. But anyways, I'm gonna be down here speaking in tongues. Shadabotobogota. Um, but yeah, it was so much fun. I love so okay, so I'm an alto. I love singing right next to a tenor that's energetic because the tenor section, they be on it. Like they be like they be moving. And so still as a female, you want to be up there, you want to be cute, you want to be feminine, but you also want to be energetic. You want to be, you want people to see that you're enjoying what you're doing and stuff like that. So it really, really helps. So last night I was standing next to an amazing tenor, which seems to always happen, but shout out to the tenors. wait, wait, shout out to the altos, shout out to the sopranos, shout out to David Walker. So yeah, after that, um, so this was for Zebulon's birthday. For his birthday, he did like a concert type thing, and so after that, I also had the opportunity to back up Pastor Dewey Smith, Dr. Smith. Shout out to Dr. Smith. I love him so much. He is so nice. I love his wife. She is a sweetheart. And it's just always fun, it was really, really fun. That was my first time being on the stage at the City Winery. I've been there before to support other people, but to be up there and to kind of be, in that light, in that position, it was different, but in a good way. It was really, really fun. So yeah, okay. LaJoy said I cooked chicken and shrimp stir fry. Okay, bestie, not you holding out. Not you holding out. But okay, I guess you gotta cook for you and your husband or whatever. I guess. Shout out to Chaston. Hey. Oh yeah, I don't think I saved it. I mean shared it. Thank you for saying that, Pastor, Mom, girlfriend, best friend. No, just kidding. Um so let me share that now. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out because I definitely meant to share it. I think I got caught up trying to see if I could view the comments. So Chaston left a comment. Okay, Texas Roadhouse tomorrow and Saturday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., which is amazing. So you guys make sure if you don't tune in any other night, definitely tune in. Man, I think it's cool to be able to just be in a different setting and stuff like that. So Chance and I'm definitely tagging along so I can get some food. So I already called it. So everybody else, you can't go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, yes, best friend. Best friend. Hey, best friend. You know what? This is a side note. So I tell people all the time that my mom is my best friend. And I don't think people really believe that. I don't know if it's because, you know, their relationship with their mother, or they kind of be like, because you hear people say that, but then it's like they may be cool, but they're not really best friends. Like me and my mom, we literally talk about everything. Like nobody could ever come to me and be like, I'm going to tell your mom you're doing this. Like she already knows. I'm going to tell your mom you was doing this and that. I already told her. We were laughing about it, but I love my mom. I love her as my mother, as my pastor, as my leader, my best friend, girlfriend, not girlfriend like that, but the old school people, they'll know what I'm talking about. Girlfriend. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely lucky to have a mother like her. And you know what? Now that I'm talking about that, and you're not gonna stop me. Um, now that I'm talking about that, I have to go and I have to remind her sometimes that I am her only daughter. I know that she's in leadership. You know what? Let's talk about church hurt. That's what I want to talk. Thank you, Chaston, for tonight. Let's talk about church hurt. Let's let's go ahead and talk about it. Y'all, I've had to share my mama for years. I don't even remember a time where I really had her to myself. I've had to share her for years. And yes, I'm spoiled. And no, I don't care. Clock that. Yeah, in a real way. in a in a real way. Sometimes I really got to be like, okay, all right, all right. You have a mother. You have your own mom. you know. Sometimes I gotta throw that hint out there. I gotta let them know and let her know. So sometimes that's why y'all see me on Facebook and I make the little post like putting the picture up like her only daughter. Yeah, real in a real way. In a in a real way, I am her only. Do y'all know what that mean? Only. Only. I feel like preaching. I'm about to look up the Hebrew meaning and all of that. Her only daughter. Okay, don't get it twisted. And sometimes I have to pull her back to reality. She's such a loving and caring, giving individual. She just giving out. I'm your mother. I'm your mother. I'm your mother. Oh, you have one, but you want another one? I'm your mother too. Like, girl, calm down. Relax. Yes, honey, the Hebrew. Baby, I'm about to go and look up some different definitions. Yeah, let's look this up. Let's dive deep into this. Because I feel like people don't understand what only means. They get a taste of my mama's love and baby, they just be coming back. Like, go away. Tyrone, Tyrone, I'm serious. I'd be like, baby, how do you get here? go go back to where you came from. Go there. Get that from them, not from her. This is mine. I'm selfish with my mama. I don't care. But I'm a loving, caring, giving person as well. So I understand. Just sometimes I be, ooh, Jesus, help me, Lord. Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me. Pray for Sister Lee. Okay? Pray for Sister Lee. Pray for me. Don't judge me. Don't talk about me. Pray for me. What they be saying? Hold on. I'm getting a phone call, you guys. Just a moment. Oh wait. Hello? Hello? Yes. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I see it. Mm, I do see it, but okay. No, it's hiding right now. So when I okay. um, you talking about on the main screen? Okay. Oh Lord, hold on. I'm clicking different ones, but it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Yep. Okay. Are you checking? It's showing on my end. Okay, we're good. All right. Okay. Yep. I see that. Okay, cool. Okay. Thank you. All right, bye bye. Okay, to my other people that are tuning in, I am so sorry. I did not see your comments, but I'm looking now. So, can y'all hear me okay? She talk about the outreach. You know what? I'm gonna talk about the outreach, and then I'm gonna come back to talking about you and your ways. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Somebody said I ate a smoothie. What kind of smoothie? Did you make it or did you go get it? When I go get a smoothie, well, I don't make no smoothie. So I'm not going to say when, as if I'm at home just making smoothies in the kitchen. Um, um, but I like Smoothie King. Oh, Kroger have some really good smoothies. Um, I can't remember the brand. I think it's like Barn House or something like that. It's really good. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Okay. Thank you, Tasha. Tasha said she could hear me. Um, okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, you guys, make sure that you are um, donating, share the live, tag some of your friends, some of your family members in the comments. Let them know that we are live. I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you laugh while you donate. I could do that. That's a promise. That's the least I could do. I could definitely make you laugh while you're donating. Okay, we're just asking for a $10 donation. That's it. You know, these days it costs more than that to get a meal. So yeah, we're not even asking you to buy a meal. We're not asking you to buy a meal. We're asking for a $10 donation. All right, this is going towards a great cause. And I'm not just saying that because it's my mom, it's my pastor, or I'm a part of it. I'm saying it because I have seen the effect of this ministry firsthand. I've seen the number of people that are reached, and I see the number of people, um, the number of people that are touched by just a act of kindness, just an act of care and consideration and thoughtfulness. You know, it's you know, for me, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling when you know somebody is thinking about you. When it's like out of all the things you could be doing, you thought about me. You went out of your way to do something for me to make me feel special. And you know, as Christians, um, we definitely have to be more proactive about reaching more people. Um, and so I love the purpose of Soul Seekers outreach services. We're literally outside um, singing, serving food, offering prayer, um, you know, one time Chasten gave up a pair of his shoes. And it's the least we can do. It's the least that is expected of us, to show consideration, to show love. Some people feel like they are forgotten about, because the people that they are surrounded by and the people that say that they love them, and that even goes as far as family. Sometimes they've said that, and now they're nowhere to be found for whatever reason. And so, to be exposed to a group of people who is who's doing the work, you know, who's doing the work. I ran into somebody one time and I was telling them about, I think they were asking if I had to sing somewhere a Sunday or something like that. And I was like, no, we're doing outreach. My home church is doing outreach, and we're going outside. We're serving food. We're, singing out there and all of that. And they were really impressed by it. And I think it's because now everybody's comfortable indoors, out of the rain, out of the certain environments, and some people run from it. Not us, because of our pastor. We run to it. If you know, you know. Because of our pastor, we run to those areas that everybody else is running from. But you know what? I admire that, because they also need to hear the word of God. They need to be exposed to the anointing, to the touch, to they need what Alyssa, my BFF, say, a God feeling breakthrough. You sometimes the people we are helping, um, they've left church. They grew up in church, and now, life has happened, whatever has happened, and they don't go to church anymore. And so and so sometimes, just to have that reminder, because some people chase a certain feeling, um, through drugs and alcohol and sex, and so to get that feeling through, a loving encounter, exchange. I'm not even going to say exchange, because you're not giving anything of yourself, just openness, just willingness. And for someone, as someone who has felt the love of God, it's it's such a relieving feeling. It really will bring you to tears, because it's an unconditional love. It's a certain kind of love that you don't really feel often. Only God can make you feel that way. So to be outside and to see different people who are chasing a certain kind of feeling, a certain kind of high, and they experience that, and just to see how it touches them in that moment, it's an amazing feeling. So you are definitely, helping us to reach more people. You're helping us to feed more people. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about this move. Um, I'm excited about the work that we're going to be doing. I feel like it's going to intensify, and I am so ready for it. I'm so ready for it. Yes, Pastor. Yeah, it bothers me because people are so judgmental. And so when I hear people say stuff like, I don't go to church anymore, I don't even get mad. Like, some church people may be offended. They may get upset. They might want to stop talking to you then. I understand. I get it. I've seen it all, not because of my pastor, but I understand. I've seen how the focus of church has changed in so many ministries. And so, I get it, but some people are so judgmental. It's easy to ride by or even walk by someone and judge their situation. You don't know what they were raised in. You don't know what they've endured. You don't know what they had to overcome. You know, you don't know. You don't know. And so being out there, being out there and being in a position to serve. Oh, oh Lord. To serve and love on people, it's made me more grateful, right? So life is hard. Life can be really, really challenging. Like life can throw you some unexpected stuff and just have you kind of like, Lord, this is this is this is crazy. You gonna have to do something, you know? And so it's just you never know where you could have been if you didn't have a certain type of support, or if you weren't exposed to God at the exact moment that you were exposed to God. You never know. And so I'm always reminded that my situation could always be worse. I miss my dad so much, but I know that there are people out there, they don't have a father. They've lost their father and their mother. You know what I'm saying? So even though it sucks, it's the worst possible thing that I could have thought of to be dealing with. However, I know that there are people that they're dealing with so much more than that. You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with so much more than that. And life can drive you to do some crazy things just for an escape, for a moment of escape, you know? And so that's why I'm never judgmental towards anybody. Um, anybody. Like, I'm not better than the next person. We all have our struggles. We all have our moments. And I feel like, not even feel like, I can confidently say, I know that having God in my life makes a difference. And so, any opportunity to go out and show that through action and to minister to people, to witness to people, to encourage them, you know, God has not forgotten about you. You may feel shame. You may feel regret and all of that. You dirty, filthy, unworthy. You may feel all of that, and you may feel it because other people have told you that. You hear it every day. You think about that when you're going to sleep. And the devil has a way of taking shame and just burying you deep in it. He is so good at that. And so just a moment um to not feel that is a huge relief. And that is, I believe that's the reason some people are drawn or pushed to doing certain activities, to just have that moment of relief, like a break from life, a break from hardship, a break from feeling horrible about myself. So yeah. Hey, Uncle Crusher. Uncle Crusher. Yeah. Yeah, please don't pay attention to my uncle. Oh, only you. Only you. I'm sorry. I was not trying to remind you, and I am not bragging. Y'all, my uncle is silly, so please don't pay any attention to that. But seriously, so even if it's $2, if it's $3, if it's $4, you know, give, donate, help us help the community, help us make a difference. If you're a person that you don't really care to do stuff like that, that's okay. We're not judging you, but send a few dollars. That's your way of doing it, by helping us. We never know how many people we're going outside to feed, so it's always great when we have enough food. And it almost seems like we do have enough food, because at the end of the day, we serve all of it. But it's like, even the last time we were outside serving for Mother's Day, it was, people kept coming. People kept coming, kept coming, kept coming. So they were scraping the bottom of the of the pot. I think that's when we were, I don't, what were we serving? I don't remember, but I do remember them trying to make sure that even people coming at the last minute had enough food. So we can never have too much food. Like I said, we never know the number of people that we are going to be feeding. But as a cook or somebody that's, when I do stuff and there's food involved or drinks involved, I hate not having enough. It's the worst feeling in the world, just personally. I can't stand it. So I always get more than enough just in case, you know? So help us out. Help us out. Yeah, that is true. We did serve three places that day. We did. That's true. Yeah. So it's a blessing because um people are struggling. Shoot. Everybody that got a roof over their head be struggling too. So just to help out a little bit, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. You never know what you're saving somebody from doing. It's like one of those things where people say you never know what a conversation can stop someone from doing. It was this guy, he was talking about how him just simply speaking to somebody, just showing a little bit of compassion. Hey, how you doing? With a smile on his face. Um, you know, led to the guy that he was speaking to was making plans to unalive himself um, as soon as he got home. And the guy shared with him just how that moment, that conversation really changed. It changed his mind. And so, like I said, you never know what you could be saving someone from. And I would much rather be kind to people and love on people than to be a nasty individual. Nobody likes a nasty individual. Yeah. Yeah. So I have plenty of fun going out. Going out. We're out there. We're sing. So I'm one of the singers. I step off and help elsewhere. Um, you know, but I'm mainly sing. I don't want nobody commenting talking about Shanice, you don't be doing nothing else. I know you guys. I mainly sing. However, I do try to, hey, how you doing today? I like this, whatever, whatever. Make people laugh. Make people feel good. Make people feel good. I love doing that. I love making people laugh. I like making people feel comfortable. I enjoy all of that. So it's definitely a lot of fun. It's nothing like having fun while doing ministry. So we're out there singing. Purcell, my brother, he has the keyboard set up. DJ, he has my cousin, he has his drum set up. Um, excuse me, it's me, Chaston, and LaJoy on the mics, and we're singing and we're smiling and we're having a good time, but we're also inviting God, into the space to touch people. May this music bring people joy. May it bring people joy. We even had a freestyle um for the three, what was it, the bundle, the Soul Seekers bundle. We even had a freestyle for that. It's yeah, maybe I'll be having too much fun, but it's really really fun, and I enjoy giving back. So yeah. I was singing in the rain. I was singing in the rain. I do remember that. Yeah, you know what? And that brings up a really good point. Y'all, it be raining out there. We still out there serving. We still out there doing what we set forth to do. Unless it's just like storming really, really bad, then of course not. We push it to the next week. But yeah, like we're out there in the rain. We're out there when it's scorching hot. And if you in Atlanta, it gets hot, like real hot. it's a different kind of heat. It's a different kind of heat. So yeah, we're out there. It's not like we're comfortable and you know what I'm saying? But we're out there, we doing the work of God. And so seeing the smiles and the joy and the comfort, um, even the seeing people enjoy the food, it's definitely worth it. It is definitely worth it. So you can definitely help by donating. Again, we are asking for a $10 donation. That's it. You know, if you say, hey, Sharnice, I really want to donate, but I don't have what you guys are asking for, send us what you have. And we greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you to everyone. All of those that have donated so far. Thank you so. I wish I had the button again for the hand clap. Thank you so much for donating. Thank you for believing in the work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you again to Texas Roadhouse for partnering up with us. Yeah, awesome. It really is. It really is. It is. That heat. Listen, that's the kind of heat that make you tired. That's the kind of heat you could have slept for 10 hours overnight, baby. When you get when you finally get out of that heat, you are exhausted, you're dehydrated, all of it. All of it, all of it. And so sometimes we have people like the last time we were out, we had a guy, this older guy, he was walking past and he wanted some ice. And so, we only had the I don't know if we had any more ice in the bag. However, he did get some ice. But just to be able to meet different needs. Just be able to meet different needs. There's people out there who have children with them, you know, and they don't know how they're going to feed their children. They don't know what they're going to eat. They don't know any of that. They trying to make it happen, but they're also trying to pay for a night to stay in the hotel. So it's like, what do you choose? Do I choose to feed my babies? Even if I don't eat, do I choose to feed my babies and possibly be outside for the night? And I don't know how it is anywhere else, but here the shelters fill up really, really fast. And so I met this one lady. She was talking about the shelter. She was saying how I don't want to lie. I want to try to remember 100% what she said. She did share with me how nerve wracking or how anxious and nervous it made her to be in a shelter with a lot of other people with her children there, because growing up, she have been molested and different things like that. And so, as a parent, you don't want to put your kids in any situation. You worry about your kids. And so just to be thinking about that, and it's like I don't want to take them to a shelter because you're exposed to so many different people who do so many different things and have experienced so many different things. Um, so you got to pick between that, if I'm gonna use this money to pay for another night, or if I'm gonna use this little bit of money to try to get us something to eat. And so it's an amazing feeling just to know you're going out there and we're feeding. So we're taking one worry off of them. Here's some food. And we've had people come back and say they come back alone, right? Can I get another plate for my wife? Can I get another plate for my husband? My husband, he's not here, or he's washing our clothes right now, but I know he's going to be hungry too. We've had people come back. Can I get 3 plates? One for this person, one for that person, and we don't know if they took that plate and they were saving it for the next 3 days. But if they did, good. We are so happy that you were able to take 3 plates to keep you fed for 3 days. you know yes, I was talking about that the other day, how I've seen my pastor. out there in that heat, just hugging, just praying. Y'all, baby, she just going forth. And when she gets home, she is done for, like, seriously, seriously. I think the one time it kind of scared me because I was like, what is going on with you? She just, yeah. But, over the years we've learned, you got to hydrate, you got to make sure you're keeping you some water. Um, yeah. So let me see. All right. What is your funniest memory from an outreach? The funniest moment from the outreach is when Purcell was playing the keyboard. We were singing, and this lady came up. I think she was drunk, and she was complimenting Purcell, but she was using, a not so favorable language. It was he was killing though. And anyone who knows Purcell, I think that's what made the situation, that moment, funnier, because it's like what do you say to that? Thank you. She was really touched. So, oh my gosh. That's one of the funniest moments. It's just the look on Purcell's face. I was taken aback, you guys, because I wasn't expecting that. I had never heard anyone give a compliment in such a way. She said it with so much enthusiasm. It was, um, yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah, y'all. My mama, she kept asking for different stuff. We had came home. She was asking for watermelon. I don't want to lie, but she was asking for a few things. Y'all, I have to take this phone call. Give me just a moment. Hello? Yep. Oh, Lord, no problem. Thank you so much.
Charnice, who is taking care of trying to get things scheduled for a special guest that's going to come on. And so, yeah, I figure we're trying to work this thing together. Listen, this is so much fun. I am so excited about all of this. It's new. Chaston and I were talking, and I was telling Chaston how he is making all of us step up. He making us all of us do some stuff that we usually would not do. Now I'm trying to see if my voice is carrying, or did she mute it and it's still muted? Maybe not. I'm not sure. All right, let me go here. And so, as we were talking, she was talking about the Charnice is hilarious. Let's say that first. She keeps me laughing. And I'm just always amazed by the silliness of it all. And most people would think like she's kind of this arrogant person, but she's not. She's just very comical, very funny. So I want to talk about the newness of walking in this and what's going on and how God is blessing and He's stirring us to do what we have not done before, which is to on this scale. So the Lord is preparing us for the next level of ministry, to operate in a place that we're not very comfortable, but it's needed because of who we're trying to help and who we're trying to reach. So we need to put it on the level that we're able to be a blessing to the lives of these people and help them to live better. And sometimes that occurs when you are able to get more resources. So like any time now, we should be getting those keys and it's real funny. And I said one of the things I think I'm gonna do is have people that we gonna because we got our own little group, and I think we'll make a post of how that's gonna look, baby, when we get the keys to the building, right? I'm gonna tell you like this. I already know, honey. They know I will go in on you. I already know I'm not gonna be no good. That's gonna be the do all for me. It's just like pass out time. Uh, you're talking about rejoicing in the Lord for what He has done. It's been a long time coming, and to see things coming together, it is just awesome. It's encouraging. It's all of those things that the Lord can promise you something, and then when it starts coming, for me it's amazing, it's shocking. Not that I don't trust that He can, but sometimes, like they talk about the imposter syndrome, you could definitely have that in church where you believe God can do things, but sometimes you start feeling like, hey, is it going to happen for me? So it's like to see the manifestation of it coming together for me. I said, baby, this is going to be a testimony that when it's told. So you know how stuff be going on in the background that we don't really talk about. You see us here, you see us talking about, help us to support what we're doing. But baby, when I tell you we are warring in the spirit, many, many, many years ago, and I'm going to do many, many, many. I'm going to say back in 2000 and maybe 7. I remember we were having a prayer. We were doing this prayer. It's a noonday prayer. And in this noonday prayer, I remember the Lord saying to me, I'm trying to make sure because I'm looking at this. Yeah, I think that's what she did. I'm trying to unmute myself. We got something else going on there. Lord, Lord, Lord. Let me put it back. some live on here. So I need some of our people who are watching LaJoy, text Peach Sharnice and tell her Sharnice has muted this. I don't know how to unmute it. And so I need her to come and I need her to do that so the other people. Now I know they can hear me on TikTok, but they can't hear me on this other thing. The guest has muted themselves. I don't know how to unmute. I'm just talking, and the folks on his thing can't hear nothing that I'm saying. I need her to do that and also to bring me my tablet. It's on my little table. If I can get her to do that. But let me say this: we were having a noonday prayer that I did. Y'all have to read my lips on Chasta's page. The people on my page and TikTok, they can hear what I'm saying. And in this prayer, God started telling me all the things that He was going to do. But then He ended it and He said, "But you're going to need faith in me, because that's what's going to help you to accomplish these promises. You're going to accomplish them through faith. No other way but by faith." And so over these years since 2007, I believe it was, I've been going through these different experiences, these different valleys, and often people will judge you by your right now. They have no clue why you're in the position that you're in, but they'll judge you based upon what you're going through at that time, without the knowledge of where you came from and where you're on your way to. And they will declare that you are dead when you're still alive and kicking. And so over all of these experiences that I've had, God was giving me this faith in Him, this confidence to know that there is absolutely nothing too hard for Him. And I had to learn that. I thought I really had the faith in God, and I think most people really believe that. But I think about the different experiences that I encountered, that I went through. We got muted. I never knew how to unmute.
I
You,
thought I unmuted.
I don't know because I see a little thing there. Am I muted?
No.
Okay,
If
okay,
this was lit up, then you would be muted.
okay. Wonderful. I
That's
just
been
saw
lit.
that. So y'all been hearing me all the time. All right. So whenever you're ready, I'm gonna leave. So yeah, I went through so many things, but through all of this, what God was doing was building my faith, was showing me how to rely on Him and no one else. So I've learned that when you're going to do big things, seldom, if it's a God assignment, seldom will you have the means to do it. It's His assignment that He's given to you to be the body that's going to go forth. And so all of these years, everything that I've gone through, I realize now has been about developing that faith to know that there is absolutely nothing too hard for God, and being able to rest in Him. That even, I was telling somebody today, even when you're in a tight spot, I've learned how to be in a tight spot and don't even sweat it. I just sit there, because it's like, if the Lord has put me here, He knows where I'm at. He hasn't forgotten me. And when He's ready, He's going to come and get me out of the place that I'm in. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about what we have going on. And, I believe we have more people cheering for us to win than we have for those cheering that, we lose. And so with that, I would say, Shanice, are you ready? Because I want to hear your response to some of those questions I put in there.
What did you
So no,
wait? Okay, I have to go back and look at the comments.
well, one of the things that you were talking about, I know you said your funniest thing was the lady.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Yeah, and I thought I had put something else in there that you were talking about, but that was. And you teased Purcell about that.
It was so funny because you can imagine his facial expression.
Oh, I remember he was done for, because he wasn't just really dying to go down there anyway, and it was kind of like, okay, like, now here we got this. I mean, she was very excited when she got up in his face, asking him, telling him, complimenting him. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna move back and keep on do some things. Where your thing at?
It's a chair right there.
Okay. No, come on. I want to hear what you got to say.
Now that you here, we could talk about how you love being a mother
I don't have time for that foolishness. Let
everybody
me
in the
tell you,
world.
Sharnice is spoiled rotten. And see, I can hear absolutely nothing through there. You're free to have it. Sharnice is spoiled rotten, and to talk about me, uh, being a mother to everybody, girl, you ain't gonna let me be a mama to too many, not even your siblings. That's what you should talk about.
No, I love my
How,
brothers.
yeah, how that you're older than Chaston.
Uh
It's like Sharnice's boy, and she wouldn't stop being the baby. But
huh. That's not my fault.
yeah, had her Purcell came along, she would stop. He let her be the baby. Moose came along. Moose is the baby. She would not get out the way. It's like I'm not gonna stop being the baby. So I don't pay. I don't pay her any mind on what she's talking about. You know what? And I wish tonight, because one of the things, and I may know how to do that we were showing some of our clips of outreach.
Oh yeah, I think I remember how to do it.
Yeah, I just did what I should not do, because I know that took us off the thing.
It's okay, but you're gonna need to do that to open up the
other part of it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't really even know what to do at that point. I think Chaston almost always has it going. So listen, you all have to bear along with us. Let us go over and let us do this so that we can kind of show you some things. Girl, but the enemy is fighting on every hand. And I'm just, honey, I don't have time for it. I'm like that. Now, you know what I mean? I don't know about all of that, but baby, I'm not paying Satan no mind, none whatsoever. Oh, you know what? We'll stop here. Let me say this, and we talked about it briefly, but we worked our butts off.
Yeah.
With that.
Oh! I know that light be hurting your eyes.
Oh, yeah. When we did
so
that.
You know they can't see this.
Okay, I know.
Okay.
So Chaston is here. Yeah.
Chaston to the rescue.
Yeah, Chaston to the rescue. Uh-huh. So yeah, we worked so hard. I remember that when you were talking about being out there in the sun, being in the elements. We went out there every day.
Yeah.
And we were there from. We usually start like 11 o'clock, because what happened, they had a heat wave.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was a heat wave, and we had got all this water.
Right behind,
and we were determined that we were going to go and we're going to bless people with water.
Yeah.
To help them, because I thought about Jonesboro did not have any cooling centers.
Right. Yeah.
And so you got these people who was outside, and I know how it was making me feel, honey. It looked like that water was hitting the spot. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. We took that huge cooler out there, and we didn't have food. We was taking water, and the people was like, because it was too hot to even want to eat. I don't even think they was hungry.
Probably after their thirst was quenched.
Yeah, it was like, and so I was so surprised. I didn't even expect to I really thought it was a joke, to tell you the truth. I got the email and it was like, oh, you've been chosen. And I was like, all right, so what's the catch?
Yeah. So how did it make you feel when you finally was like, oh my gosh,
you know what? Real. Yes, it was an oh my gosh moment. Oh, we could still okay. Yeah, so we okay. It was an oh my gosh moment, because knowing when I started, how I started, and it's always from the time I started doing outreach, it's always been that thing that people either try to minimize the effort or to say that it was useless.
Right.
And so to have someone who says, hey, I see you.
Yes.
I see what you did. And we didn't know they were paying attention.
Right.
We just knew that there was a need. It was hot, and I kept getting exposed to new needs. So it was like that's when we did the water,
Mm-hmm.
we did the Project Hope,
Mm-hmm.
because I realized there are families living in these hotels,
Right.
and that that choice between
Mm-hmm.
somewhere to live and food.
Right.
And so we started that program. And God had blessed us because we had a little bit of money we had got a hold to. So often we were using our own funds.
Right.
When
That's
when
true.
I would ask
Absolutely
people for
true.
help,
Yeah.
it was like I was asking for help because maybe I could pay for 2 nights, but if I
Right.
had somebody to help me, then I can give them a week.
That's a really good point, because when you first started that, it was in house.
Yes, it sure was.
You know.
It sure was. And I'm going to say that the people who have hung in here through the wilderness and through all of those things, it has been a blessing. And I say this, I want them to see me win.
Yes.
And I say that boldly because for so long they seen me get to the door and seemingly lose.
Mm-hmm.
I never lost. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My steps are ordered by the Lord, and so I was following the path that He has set for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was more frustrated than the people who were watching me.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Because I would hear people, and they would say it to other folks. They said to me, but like they said to other folks. Somebody told me one time, a person said, "You mean to tell me Evangelist Lee is still?" And I kind of felt like, because back then I think I was in my early 40s. What do you mean still?
Right.
What am I supposed to do? Sit down?
Right.
I was so confused by that. I was like, wow. Well, she's still going. Well, yeah. Am I supposed to stop?
But most people, that person, they probably would have stopped.
Okay, that's a great point. I didn't think best friend. Best friend, I didn't think about that. But that was incredible, and the reason why I was so excited about it as well. Once again, this is my mother's baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as a woman who saw my mom as being this talented, gifted, anointed individual,
mm-hmm.
who never reached her full potential.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The things. So you look at nowadays the opportunities that exist for women in ministry. If my mother would have had them opportunities, that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Because, certainly the lady could preach. The Lord used her,
mm-hmm.
but just different things that held her in a position that she was not able to function on that level. And so standing there receiving that.
Well. You have jokes on today. You done ate that good old food.
Oh, you cooked a wonderful meal. I
you.
tell you.
I should have added a few pieces of that Kroger
Baby,
chicken.
that Kroger chicken. We're going to build up Kroger, right?
You're right. Let's stop talking about them until they partner up with us.
There you go. But yeah, I know she would have been just like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn how to work from a place to get recognition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when people think that I just came on the scene,
mm-hmm.
that's not true.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I was just in hiding while I did it because I didn't care about the attention.
Right.
It didn't make me any difference. You don't have to see me doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what I was doing, and the Lord knew, and so I felt like, hey, if God knew, that's all that matters. Right. I don't have to do this for y'all attention. I was doing it as unto the Lord. But then, like I said, when your uncle said to me, hey, but you need to let people know because people may want to, support you and you could get more. And I was able to do, we did the one time that we did blankets. It's like God will always make it where little pieces of what we're going to do at our permanent location. I would see why this was important.
Yes.
To have this place where we could have thousands of blankets, not just 100.
Right. And that has to be a good feeling because it's not people that go out and give blankets or give socks or go out and feed, but it really is. And not to say it in a bragging way, but we bring something different.
I got to. Do you know what? And I'm going to share that story. I shared it before, but I want to share that story. I wish I would have that guy on here. That was very interesting. Here, let me come back because I didn't find on there what I thought I was going to find.
Mhm.
Um,
So I believe. I wonder if we do hide. How was that? There we go.
okay, so when I started taking more and doing more was downtown Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
We started going down there feeding, and girl, you talk about not having enough. We were feeding
Yeah.
one night 200 to 300 people, and that's
Mhm.
not an exaggeration. And so I was down there, and I think that's the night I was. No, that's not the night I was passing out beans because I.
Baby, I know beans hate to see you coming. I know that. Them beans, they be, oh, here she comes. They just
No,
start to jumping. She comes.
no, honey, I could make a mean pot of pintos. I took the pinto beans. I'm gonna go back to my story, but I took the pinto beans down in Atlanta. We had nothing else, and so I had the beans. I didn't have right. I just did beans and cornbread. I ain't had no meat, and I put the beans in like a cup, and I had the cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
I like not that man. Tasha would know I'm telling the truth. That man stood up there. He started crying.
Your beans brought that man to tears.
No, it brought back memories.
Brought that man to tears. My God.
No, it was memories, and he stood there and he was like, you know what? He said, "Thank you for." He was like in his looked like he was in his 60s or so,
Wow.
and he was telling me. He said, "I haven't had beans since my mother passed, and she had been dead for double figure amount of years."
Wow.
Yeah, and he was just saying, how that blessed him. And I was like, well, thank you for sharing that. I said, I felt bad to bring beans. He's like, oh, no, this is good.
Yeah, that man had probably been constipated up until that moment.
Yeah, Tutu is crazy. No, but yeah, he was blessed by that. But we were down there. So we had started going down there, passing out the food. And I remember this guy, came up to me just being whatever, kind of nasty and brash. And I just thought he was drunk. So I was kind of like watching him, but still working because it is what it is. You're in that type of setting.
Right.
But then, he brought up the fact that you down here, you're not doing nothing because you down here giving them food. He's like, so, and I was really bothered by him because I'm like, he's so silly. He didn't want food, but he was just saying, you ain't doing nothing. He started talking about the different churches, how people come down there and they like to feed them. And he like, you're not doing nothing. That doesn't matter. And it was only when I got home that I heard what he could not articulate, but the message became very clear to me that God used him to say to me, don't fall into the habit of just bringing resources because what they need is spiritual.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So he shared the story about a young lady who was out there, and I remember he said she's this big, got 5 kids. He said she ain't been home in days.
Wow.
He said, so when you come out here and y'all giving food and stuff, he said, what are you doing?
Right.
How does that happen?
Wow.
He said, all they do is take their money and go get high.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm doing my part and I'm trying to whatever. And he looking like, lady. But when I got home, I heard what he said. And I remember saying to the workers, you know what? From now on, we're not going to just go out there and pass out food. We got to give them Jesus.
Yeah.
Because what would Jesus do? Jesus would not just go out there and hand them a cup of beans and cornbread.
No, he wouldn't. No, not my Lord. Not my Jesus. I like when people, not my Jesus.
Not my Jesus. He would address the real issue because his point was it's not normal to be out here.
Right.
She should be home with her 5 kids, but she's out here chasing drugs. And what you do is you come down here while she's in this cesspool and you give her food to energize her to keep chasing the drug.
Right.
That if she is hungry, she don't have to choose between the drug and whatever.
Yeah,
so
because if she would have got a cup of them beans and that cornbread, just I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Listen,
you.
she would have got that.
Yeah, so it's like now, but while I was down there, I noticed like the way people would be wrapped, and it was
Mm-hmm.
getting cold, and they were sleeping outside. You had people, one guy, and I don't know how he did it, but he had made, you know how you have those little.
Because you look really impressed.
I was, I was impressed,
You-
cause I don't know the proper name for it. I can't think of it right now, but you know how you park and you have those concrete
uh-huh.
blocks there.
Yeah.
Girl, he had made that his pillow. He was knocked out.
Man.
And I was like, how is he laying on that hard thing like that? Wasn't nothing under his head. You know, he was on there and he had like a little jacket and he was balled up. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's
You remember that
uncomfortable.
one year it was really, really cold?
Mm-hmm. It's been people don't know that, but baby, it get cold out here to me anyway. I'll be like, oh, it's cold. What happened?
No, seriously though, it was like
Yeah.
really, really cold, and it was on the news how they were finding so many
Oh,
homeless
girl,
people.
that hurt my heart.
Yeah, I could tell. I'm sorry.
No, it did. It hurt my heart because see, and that goes into so many other things. So I know God is just going to keep expanding what
Mm-hmm.
we do. This is the first step. Then the next step is to get a place where we can house people.
Right.
You see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Where you could come and you're able to stay. So this is our first. This is the first step in the vision.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do recall that. I mean, frozen to death. And so when we heard about people doing that, we were able to get mittens and those little hand warmers
Yeah, I
that you
remember that.
that you could get. And we went and we started passing those out and giving hats and things of that sort.
I remember that.
And I always say this: not everybody out there. We're not that foolish. I know not everybody out there. It's needy.
Right.
There's some people they're greedy. They're not needy. They just
Yeah,
greedy.
because we've had a few people.
Girl.
That one man that got out the car, he was driving a nice little car.
Child
Yeah.
ain't gonna come up there. No, he didn't even want to walk up to the thing. Oh,
That is right.
yeah, I take one of them plates, and
Yeah,
that's
wanted
why I
somebody
did
to
them like
bring it
that.
to him.
You want to come up here and get it? This not no restaurant, and we out
Yeah.
here serving the unsheltered.
Right.
You got this nice car. You're not trying to give a no donation, nothing.
Right.
You're here. The food was good. He
Yeah.
could see it looked
And it
good.
was free.
Yeah, and he was like, "Well, shoot, I'll take one of them free plates."
Yeah.
He did. He kind of bothered me a little bit because I feel like he should. I've even had people who will come and maybe they live not too far away.
Mhm.
I've had people try to give $1 donation,
Mhm.
$2. Pastor, thank you so much for. I don't have much, but here's just something to help you out.
Yeah.
I said, oh no. You first said no, Pastor. I'm telling you, I know this takes a little bit,
Mhm.
and I would take it. It's oh okay, thank you so much because I knew
Yeah.
it made them feel good and as if they were not getting a handout that I'm
Right.
doing something.
So
Yeah.
you brought up the thing about the guy being kind of nasty towards you and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Even though the message that he was trying to relate,
Yeah.
later became clearer.
Mhm.
But so we always talk about how it's a good thing that we're going out there and these different funny moments and moments that really
Mhm.
bless us and stuff like that. But it is dangerous.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So if you feel comfortable or if you're okay sharing just like some of those moments where it was like, we out here doing the work,
where,
but
where it has been dangerous. So we have been out, and it's like something to start happening in that area. And I have like some of the people who are regulars, they'll come over and they say, hey, Pastor, you might want to pack up and move on because some stuff about to jump off. And I listen to them.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby. And I give
see y'all next time.
yeah, I get my stuff and I get on up out of there. Or they'll say to them, hey, chill out. It's a preacher here. Stop doing that. Whatever. And we had one time, and it wasn't danger, but just how chaotic it can get.
Yeah.
We were serving food, and the girl and guy came. We were down in the bluff. The bluff was fun. But we were down in the bluff, and
I'm gonna do a Netflix documentary. Y'all know how they got that challenge going on, that little trend. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on that trend.
I guess she got bothered because the guy took a plate from one of the females I didn't get the whole story, so I
Right.
can't really say what happened.
Right.
I just know she got hot. She started yelling. She took the food. She threw it on the
Oh
ground.
wow. Oh
Oh
yeah, because I wasn't there. I heard about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was just really. She had a whole meltdown, and different ones. And I'm not doing that like I'm the rescue ranger, because God in heaven, no, I'm not. I
Right.
try to move by the spirit, and so when that was going on, everybody was like, whatever. And the Lord was just like, hold your peace, hold your peace. And they had a little kid with them. And
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody to fix another plate. And I took the food over to her, and I said to her, hey, hon, will you please accept a plate from me? I don't know what happened, but we brought this out here to feed y'all. And she just kind of, gave me the side. I said, I'm sorry for whatever happened over there. And I
Mm-hmm.
introduced who I was and why I come out there to do it. And it's my pleasure. And I like to do it. And she felt that somebody has said something, but I don't think.
Right. I got you.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But she felt like somebody had commented about them coming to get food, and it had made her
Got
angry.
you.
So she threw the food down. So as I kept on talking to her, she took the plate, and she kind of eased down. She said, because I am hungry. She
Yes.
said, but I just wasn't going to eat. She said, I was going to let him and the baby eat. She said, but thank you so, you know what I mean? But I think definitely going out there, you got to be in the right spirit. There have
Mhm.
been times as well, we were supposed to go, and I feel don't go.
Mhm.
Don't go. It's like little stuff is not really clicking the way that it should.
Hold
And
on. It's like the screen is going out or something. Chasten, if you're watching,
it seems like it's
it's
frozen.
like it's frozen. So I'm looking on Facebook, but I only see the background. So until Chasten come down here, though, keep going.
Okay. And so I'm trying to something. I'm sorry. She what was I telling you? Well, I was talking about being out in the one thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we got somebody who did $20.
Oh
I
yay!
thought I saw
Thank
the thing light
you.
up on my thing. So I'm sorry, people. I'm back.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we being out there, the danger of it, so things won't be coming together. And I keep trying that. People say, are we going, and then I say, okay, we're gonna wait to see what the Father is saying, what the Lord have for us to do. And then I said, we're not gonna go. And I'm telling you, the
Mm-hmm.
time we did that, the very site that we
Mm-hmm.
always go to, that somebody got killed right
Mm-hmm.
there at that store. And everybody was like, wow. And then I think for some who were not very comfortable going, they was kind of like, yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm not going
Right,
back.
I'm not going. I won't be going back. That's my point exactly. But God is faithful, and He covers us and He keeps us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So even from the first time that I went out
Keep going. I'm trying to see
preaching
if I.
to people outside, in an area that was not ideal, and that would be Gary, Indiana. I went there over there on Broadway, 15th and Broadway. We were over there. I don't know how the area looked now, but at that time they had prostitutes, which is drugs, gang area. And I told y'all this. I'm out there and I'm preaching, and this guy pulls up in the car. And he's just sitting. He don't get out the car. He's just sitting. He's just staring. And I just keep going. I'm
Sorry.
just preaching. But I did notice that the people around seemed like they started getting kind of whatever at the
Mm-hmm.
site. I just kept on going. I kept on preaching.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the guy, young guy, got out the car, came up, grabbed my hand, and was just shaking my hand, just tears coming down his face.
Wow.
And the girl told me when they left, she said, he the reason all this stuff happened around here. She says one of the big, she did.
Not he the reason.
Yeah, she said he one of the biggest gang
Oh,
bangers
got you.
yeah, in this
Yeah.
area, which was why all the guys, when he came up, he had these guys surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you, the father touched that man, and yeah, really truly blessed him
Mm-hmm.
on that night. The word, his heart was stirred. And so yeah, that's the thing, getting accustomed to, knowing that God is faithful, He's with us, He got us. And I know y'all don't be scared because y'all been
Yeah, we
singing.
don't.
You what, like, but you're not even
3?
up. You keep saying you was 3. You wasn't no dog at 3 years old. Sharnice, what was you doing at 3 years old?
Out there singing.
Yeah, because your first song,
Let's do it. Let's do
the
it.
first time,
Let's do it.
Charnice has been singing. I think this girl came out my womb singing because she would be in church 6 months old and just and one of the mothers, I would be shushing her, and she said, she said, leave her alone. She said, that baby singing. And I started noticing when the music be playing, she be sitting right there like she just going along singing on my lap. And I tell the one girl told me to take her out. When I got to get out, because you had took over her song that day. She always sang that song. I think she wanted to beat you up, honey, because you was sitting there and she was trying to sing, and you was singing louder than her. And you probably was only about 18 months or so, because you was still small. You was sitting on my lap, and you leaned your head back, girl. They wouldn't even pay her no.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they weren't paying her no mind. She up there singing, people looking at you.
Oh wait.
Sing, baby. Sing, baby. Your head leaned back, and you were just a singing, honey. But your first time when I knew you could sing, you was like, you were 3. You probably was 2 or 3 years old. About 3, because you could really formulate sentences very well.
Y'all, she loves telling
And this is a true story.
She loves telling this
So
story.
for every Thanksgiving meal, we would always have the kids say why they was thankful, and we would say why we were thankful. So everybody has said it, and then it was the baby's turn. Charnice was the baby, and she said, well, Mom, can I sing mine? And I was so shocked. I said, sure. You know, I did. Honey, that girl stood up in that chair and she went to sing and thank you for the turkey. And she was doing little runs with it. And by the time she hit the hair, I just bust out and started laughing. She said, Mom, you laughed at me. But we were all shocked. And it was like, oh, she can sing. You know, it was really...
You love telling that
girl,
story.
it was amazing. And I tell it the same way, because you did this crazy little run. We was like, what?
Alyssa's upstairs watching on your computer. She's putting laughing emojis. Whatever, okay. BFF.
Yeah, but yeah, that was really, I remember that. Then it was like after that, where I had to start you very early because we was doing ministry. I certainly couldn't sing, you know what I mean? The preacher. And so we trying to do praise and worship and stuff, and your father had me doing it. You know, the life of a preacher's wife. And I'm doing praise and worship. I can't really sing, but I knew you could.
Yeah.
And I remember just being up there having a very challenging time, wanting to just throw the mic and yell and sit down because it wasn't good. And I remember, you know, God has just started saying to me, just get up and do it for me. Mm-hmm. Don't think about the people. But I could hear the song so beautifully. Mm-hmm. I could not do it. And I remember calling you up there and the people were shocked because I said, Charnice, you probably was about 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
You probably was about 8 or 9 because you received the Holy Ghost when you were 9.
Yep.
So you had to be, you had to be about 8 or 9 years old. And I remember calling you up and feeding you the words. Uh-huh. And baby, you took that mic and you opened your mouth and you went to sing and leaning your head to the side because you was always like it hurt.
Okay, little librarian, don't start.
You know what? You know what's bad about you? What's really bad about you is you'll sit and you laugh.
That's a good point.
You laugh and you'll give a warning sentence like, "Oh, this is fun." Like, "Oh, this is what we gonna do."
Oh, Lord. But you were saying how
I know I'm going back. Okay, yeah, I shit. so I started you guys very young. Y'all were the singers. So
Mhm.
okay, now we got the ministry and things transfer.
Mhm.
And your dad says to me, "Hey, I'm going to make you pastor,
Mhm.
and I'm going to become apostle and start establishing the works." Was the plan.
Mhm.
I was kind of like, oh. So once I became pastor, I always say I felt like this old Western. I like that movie. You know me and your dad love some Western.
Mhm.
And so this Western, a Trinity Western, you got this drunk, the town is all crazy. And so what they do is the drunk over in the corner, the bad guys said, they killed the sheriff and they said, hey, we're going to make him the sheriff. And they they pinned the badge on him. And when he woke up the next morning, he had the badge on him, and somebody told him, said, they made you sheriff. Well, he stopped drinking and come to find out he used to be a
Wow.
sheriff.
Wow.
Yeah, so he took the thing serious.
Wow. Mhm.
And so then he went, he called for help for Trinity to come in and help him clean up the town. But
That sounds familiar.
yeah, we used to watch it all the time.
Okay.
I can't remember the full name of it, but we used to watch that all the time. But it was like once I became pastor, I took it serious. I
Mhm.
was like, okay. Because, see, let's remember, I was still embracing my
Yeah.
ministry and still being in the place that I didn't mind preaching.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, now that God has, this is what God wants me to do, I'm
Mhm.
going to fully embrace it. And
Mhm.
so I started seeking the face of the Lord. And I remember I revamped the entire praise and worship team. People were angry at me for that. You know, I had people who accused me of being biased
Mhm.
and saying I did it to put my children in position.
Hold on. Can we put a pin right there? Because
Sure.
we've been fighting that allegation for years.
Yeah.
You know, not even in the just that aspect of ministry, but overall,
Yeah.
it's always that accusation of being biased or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. And you know what though, Tooch, it used to bother me. I thank God for delivering some people. I don't give two hoots what people say.
Right. Yeah.
Because my experiences have taught me that that's what people do.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
That's what people do. You got people, they'll lie and say they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You get, so you got some people who tell the truth and they're twisted a little bit. You can't allow yourself to be bothered by the words of people.
Right.
You know, you got to have the
Yeah.
confidence to know that we serve a righteous judge
Right.
who he knows the story.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter what other people think or say
Right.
because people can be fickle.
Yeah.
But God is constant. So, and
Yeah.
eventually the truth will come to the light.
Absolutely.
You just have to keep, doing the right thing and maintaining who you are and
Yeah.
not being unmoved by it. But yeah, so it was like, and I told I said, no, I'm telling you, God told me to put them in position.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did it, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took an adjustment
Yeah.
because you guys were probably like, what, 12, 13, 14, maybe 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, we were really young.
You guys were young. And I said, these are going to be our praise and worship people.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, it was like, we can't even take them serious.
Right. Yeah.
These are kids.
Yep.
And but oh my God, y'all was shine. I would take y'all outside. Y'all was shine, and it was just like this comfortability
Yeah.
that you all had.
Yeah.
That you were fearless, and I think maybe at one time y'all didn't know to fear
Right.
because you were young.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
I think maybe Purcell knew the fear.
Right.
Because he would always say, why is it whenever God tells you to go somewhere, it's always the worst areas?
Right. Tyrone said, also, this goes to show you how many people it's really about the assignment of God. Yeah.
That is so true,
Yeah.
Tyrone. That's an excellent point. And that right there is what I came to embrace. And I came to understand that when God gives an assignment, I'm no different than the biblical characters
Right.
who were given assignments. You imagine how Noah must have felt.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, he telling people, well, God told me to build an ark, and people like it's never rained. Yeah, I know that too.
Right.
But I
Right.
know what I heard. And
Yeah.
he told me to build an ark. And not
Mhm.
only that, he's making the provision for me to do it.
Right.
And you just got to constantly go with that. And I thought about that. I like to
Mhm.
tell people, don't just read the story, put yourself in that place.
Yeah.
And then you kind of feel like, oh, wow, that was kind
Yeah.
of deep.
Yeah.
Because, I know I have people who watch. There's some people looking at us talking about this $20,000.
Right.
And they're like saying, that's not going to happen. They're
Right.
not going to get that building.
Yeah.
They're not going to get that money. But then once it's done,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then God's going to always prove himself.
Yeah.
It's not about us trying to prove anything. God's going to do it.
Amen.
And so we rest in that comfort. But yeah, you guys were young and you were outside and we were in many dangerous places. But I'm going to tell you this. My eyes were on you all.
I know.
Because I know we're dealing with a certain population of people.
Yeah.
Just like we were out there and the one lady was kind of fancying you. I was.
So I have witnesses. Y'all see what she's doing. So when I get started, Shay, hey, Shay.
I'm done.
No, she trying to touch my leg. Get your unhand me.
I know the guy said, unhand
Yeah,
me.
that's the one guy.
No, I'm
okay.
done. I'm done.
No, you've done too many. You've done
I'm
too
done.
many. I feel like
I had that good meal.
I gotta get it.
No, I had that good meal. Yeah, but no, it can be dangerous. Dealing with that population. But I make no apologies. I think at one time, like I told you, I used to feel ashamed that this was my ministry because people made me feel like it was nothing.
Yes.
And
people are really good at that. But I feel like that secretly it's jealousy. Like, why didn't God use me?
Right.
Why didn't God choose me to do this?
Yeah.
And sometimes people feel like they would do a much better job than you.
Yeah, I believe that
and
too.
So
it's
to
like
them,
if
it
was
is
me.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was me, this is what I would be doing.
Right.
And,
thank you, Shay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Apostle. I'm telling you.
Shay.
Don't be surprised, honey. Shay is my girl.
Oh, I see.
That's
okay,
my girl.
Shay. I ain't surprised though. She always been like that.
What you trying to say?
She always been like that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't play about mine.
but yeah, and I'm mindful of everybody. And then I think all of us, as we're working, we're paying attention.
Yeah, we are. We look out for each other, definitely.
To the surroundings.
Definitely. Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
We do. That's a good point. I do love how our youth is involved. It's so involved. There are some ministries where they exclude the youth from so many activities.
Yeah.
And those activities could help keep them involved and rooted in God, whether they're living the lifestyle or not.
Right.
Just to keep them.
Some of the grown folks ain't living it, but they involved.
She clocking y'all teeth.
No, I'm not clocking.
It's clocked.
No,
it's clocked.
I'm being honest.
No, but you're right.
Yeah, that's
You're
why I don't
right.
think that's a good reason to exclude them. I think the same way that we bear along with other people, we should bear along with our youth. And church should be youth focused.
Yeah.
I believe that with all my heart. And I have always, as a pastor, made certain that my church that I see that I keep for the Father, I've always tried to make certain that it was youth inclusive.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I think I could speak for all of the youth, even from being in Indiana. We really, really needed that, and it's stuck with a lot of us.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Even throughout the years, becoming adults, kids, life, different stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that even having that exposure, that experience at a young age.
Yes, making your relationship with Christ valuable.
Right.
Saying to you,
yes,
yes.
And establishing that young.
Yes.
And so that goes into something I really like to talk about.
Okay.
I enjoy talking about is how the reason our youth end up leaving the ministry. And so you go through church. So you're at a ministry, and they put you in the kids Sunday school, kids Bible
Yeah.
study,
Yeah.
kids this, kids that. So then when you become a teenager, one, they rarely have anything for the teenagers.
Right. This is
Right.
true.
So you're kind of left in this zone where you're hanging and you trying to figure it
Yes.
out,
Yeah.
and you trying to learn who you are,
Mhm.
your own identity outside of ministry, you know. So it's like I'm in church, I've been in church, I've grown up in church, I've been here all of my life, but now I'm in this space where I'm just kind of hanging here,
Right.
and nobody's paying any attention to me.
This is so true. This is so true. I need somebody. I was trying to get my iPad. It should be on in my room on my table. But you know what, Shirley's two things I want to talk about. Here's why, because I want to also go live on my Facebook. But check this one out. What you just said, and I remember. I know the
You
lady.
said iPad?
Yes, the lady became very upset with me. They gotta make sure it's not my work iPad. But the lady became very upset with me because she came to get you all to take y'all to children's church. I'm not knocking children's church.
Mm-hmm.
But I told her, I said, oh no, they're fine. She said, oh no, all the kids go down there. I said, well, mine won't be going. I said, I want them to get a grown Jesus.
Yes.
You know what? Well, she kind of looked at me like a grown. Yeah, I meant it just like that because
Yeah.
if I said to you, my kids are not going, let my kids sit here. I don't want my
Absolutely.
kids going to a children's church. And I'm not trying to be funny. I think that that's separation. And it's, listen, I'm not telling anybody how to do.
Right.
But why can't we present a program, a church experience, a worship experience that is inclusive of all the people who are there?
Absolutely.
Why do I have to separate the children? Because I feel like that sends a message that now I said me,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it sends a message that what we're doing is grown folks' business. Y'all over there to
Right.
But these children are dealing with some grown folk stuff.
Absolutely.
So we want to bring you over here where we fight big demons.
Right. And you know, the thing is, the devil is not sitting to the side and waiting until they become
No,
adults.
he's not.
He's not waiting until you become 12.
No,
He's not, you know.
Absolutely.
Especially these days. I'm not going to say especially, but I think it's more highlighted.
Oh,
and
you're
more
right.
intense
Especially these days.
You know,
yes.
it starts so early.
Yeah.
3 and 4 years old. And,
yes.
you know, the devil is very, he's not taking a break. He's not waiting. He's not sitting there smoking a cigarette. Boy, when they turn 12,
right?
You know,
he's
when
not.
they become 21,
when they become 18, yeah,
he's
then
not doing that.
No,
but then it's like only the church. It's like, okay, when you become an adult, that's when we want to try to. Well, why you leaving the church? You always grew up in church. You know this is that. But this whole time I've been here in my entire 18 years, and I'm not saying me personally.
No,
I'm just saying, you know, I didn't build a relationship with God.
Right.
So now I leave.
Yes,
I'm out in the world.
Yes.
Out in the world, and now I'm experiencing so many things. I've been exposed to so many other battles, and you know, so many people end up strung out on drugs, and they become alcoholics and prostitutes and all different kind of stuff, and you would never think they grew up in church.
You would not know that they grew up in church. Yeah.
Then that's when the church wants to get involved, and we got to get them back in. We got to, but you had them.
You had, that now is the wrong time to want to get aggressive and grab them. We need to be grabbing them. Every service we need to be focused on introducing them to the Father, asking them about developing a relationship with the Lord.
But you know what? I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're okay.
But you know what? Even Jesus, there wasn't a age limit.
No.
Jesus didn't say, take the little ones.
He did not.
Over there and let them play.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
No, but you know what? I'm trying to get it somewhere.
Jesus didn't do that.
He did. But you know what he did? He told them, suffer.
Yes.
The little ones to come to me.
Absolutely.
And don't stop them. So we do it the wrong way.
You got that.
What I got? Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is cute.
I hate when it does that. So I usually
let
me see it. I'm sorry. Can I figure it out for you?
Yes. We want to grab the kids after they're out there, after they have habits, after, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And it makes it so much more challenging rather than starting early, I start with these kids now, you know.
Hmm.
um, and it may be funny, but calling them deacons and preachers,
Right.
hey, little preacher, I'm planting them same seeds
Yeah.
because the enemy is planting seeds where the enemy has them
I think your thing is just kind of like.
feeling that he's trying to get them. He want to use them for his glory and for his plan.
Yeah, almost like there's no purpose for you
Yeah,
until, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, yeah. So to be building that up at a young age, hey, you know what I'm saying? God's
absolutely.
hand is on your life. You can do this, you could be that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so that's my thing that I try to do. Bear along with me. We're gonna figure this out. That I try to do is to start early on inviting. I don't know why this doing
I don't
that.
know why it's doing that either.
Somebody must have had my thing. So we're gonna start back.
You
To
put cancel.
yeah. Oh Lord. To start early with reaching these kids. And this is what I want to share, right? One of the things that I always say that I never wanted to minister as a pastor.
Hmm.
I never wanted to minister to other people and then my children are lost.
Yeah, you've always said that.
About and you know what? And I say that, and it's not being mean, it's not being messy, it's none of that. What it is about is having been in a position that I've seen church kids end up in the world and the devil really,
Yeah. And some don't make it back.
and some of them do not make it back, and the devil has a real field day with them. Boy, that's real big and live, ain't it?
It is. They can see you. I think that's just one of the things because you're using that iPad.
Ah, because I got that. Yeah, he has a field day with them, and okay, I'm gonna switch them off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do like this, and so. What I want to ask you about, right?
Hmm.
So here was an experience. You grew up in church.
Hmm.
I'm gonna come off TikTok and then I'm coming back. Oh no, I know what to do. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do like this. Because this is what it'll let you do. That look interesting. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. And so it usually. Oh, I thought it would
Would have
usually.
transitioned.
Yeah, yeah. It should have transitioned. Okay. So I want to talk to you about growing up in church. Okay.
Hmm.
And getting to that place as a teenager who started being drawn to the world. All right.
Hmm.
So, and this is a in the moment because I don't know what you're gonna say, but this is no, and it's okay. This is in the moment. This is real. This is real talk. All right. Now I can remember the devil was doing his best to destroy you.
Yeah.
He was trying to, honey. Them people be hearing you singing.
Baby, the
Sing,
devil had me in a chokehold.
look, he had you in the chokehold.
He was doing the walls of Chris Jericho.
So much was going on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I can remember that. And so as a pastor,
Hmm.
watching what the devil was doing to my kid,
Hmm.
but I was praying for you.
Yeah.
I was fasting for you. I was going before the Lord. And I'm gonna tell you something what the Lord shared with me is I had to trust him with you
Hmm.
the same way that I trusted him with other people's kids.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me
Oh,
God,
that's
yeah, you couldn't tell me God wasn't gonna save those folks' kids. I
yeah.
knew he was gonna save them.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna deliver them. I knew, you know what I mean? I'm praying,
Hmm.
honey, God gonna do it. Don't you worry about it. God got him. But then when it came to my kid, I wanted to hold on,
Yeah.
be like, oh no, I'm gonna help, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna this, I'm gonna
Right.
that. And all it was doing was really wearing me out, and it wasn't really putting you in the place that you needed to be so you
Yes.
and God could wrestle through
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And that's where the intimacy comes
Yeah.
from, you wrestling with God and making a decision I choose you.
Yes.
This is what I want to ask you, because I know you're going to remember this, because I talk about this sometimes. So there was during this time that I felt to pray for you that night.
Uh-huh.
We was at a church, and as the pastor's kid,
Yeah.
who was sometimes picked on, the object or subject of envy, and people just be nasty to you. But the father said to me, call her out
Mm-hmm.
and pray for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
Your feelings.
How did I feel then? I want to be.
Yeah, I
I want
want
to
you to
be
be very honest.
honest.
I want you to be honest about it.
I think I was definitely upset.
Okay.
I was upset.
Yeah.
I was upset because one, it's like I already in that setting, like you said, as the PK, the only girl,
Mm-hmm.
in the household and different stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like already having a target on my back.
Right.
And then to be called out like that.
Yeah, because
I was
you were called out.
Yeah,
I preached the
definitely.
message, and then I said, Shanice, come on up here.
Yeah. And you know what? I think it's that thing of in that moment I felt like, dang, I'm being called out like everybody else.
Oh,
But you know
that's
what I'm
good.
saying?
That's
Yeah.
good. So you felt like I should have waited till we got home.
Yeah, because it's almost like, okay, I'm the PK, I'm the pastor's kid, so I don't expect to get that same type of treatment. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It never crossed
So
my mind.
you don't expect for the pastor to work on your soul.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, no.
okay.
Oh, no.
Honey, tell me my stuff at home.
Yeah.
You get the rest of them out in the open, but when we get home,
Yeah.
hey, Sharita.
Yeah.
Sharita grew up. Her grandfather being a pastor, a bishop.
Okay.
But yeah, so somebody got very angry with me because I called you out that night.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, now I'm going to tell you, I'm really bothered by that because I feel like you should not have called her out in front of all of those people. She already having enough with people picking on her. And then for you to call her out in front of it. And I stopped him. I said, whoa, let me stop you. There's no way I'm going to preach to other people's kids and their kids be saved and mine be lost.
Right.
God, he showed me that just as clear.
Yeah.
You got to minister to your children just like you minister to the other people.
But you know what? I do, and I'm not just saying this. No. I do honestly remember really, really being in a space where I needed that though. You know what I'm saying?
Sure you did.
And so it's like, I'm a member of this church.
Yes.
And I think getting older, it was like, okay, you still a member. I used to say stuff like,
right.
I used to say stuff like, I'm not a member of this church. I didn't get the right hand of
fellowship. Right. Yeah.
So
I didn't join.
Yeah. I didn't get a choice. Like, yeah, I'm not a member. That's the stuff I used to say when I was younger, y'all.
Right.
And so it's like being in a church and being a part of a ministry and then, needing that kind of help. Who else would have ministered to me that way or called me out?
Who else?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because some people say, "Oh, that's Prophetess Lee's daughter." Right. I'm not gonna.
Right.
Let me see, because I got to get this right here.
Yeah.
Sharita says, "Man, I used to tell my granddaddy, don't be telling me nothing on the mic. Whisper that in my ear, or tell me."
Right or no, just. Tell me to ride home with you. We could talk about it in the car.
No, I'm going to give you that same experience that everybody else get. Now, and I wanted to be on Facebook because my Facebook friends and family, and I promise you, that's where pastors go wrong.
Yes.
That if your children are also members of the church, your grandchildren are also members of the church.
Absolutely. And a lot of times we are the gifted ones. So
you better say that.
A lot of times nothing gets said because I can sing, because I play an instrument.
Yes.
Because I, you know what I'm saying, do this and do that.
Oh, I do.
It's like the image of it.
And thank you for saying that, because that's where I was wrestling at, because I was like, okay, but she's a part of the worship team. Mm-hmm. So if I call her out and I say this to her, and then she turn around and she tries to minister, It's
Mhm.
gonna make it look. Or if I call her out and I pray for her, and then she turns around and she tries to minister, then people will know that it's something going on in her life.
Right.
Whereas the other people, you call them up, but they still had an opportunity
Yeah.
to still get up and do
Yeah.
things. But I think it also goes along with that unspoken perfection that people expect from the
Yes.
pastor's kid.
Absolutely. It's so much. It is so much pressure.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really hard
crazy.
being a pastor's kid. It
Yeah,
really
it's
is. Like
crazy.
growing up in that. When you get older, but yeah.
Yeah, but I always try to not allow that pressure to be on you all.
Yeah.
And I think that that was helpful by calling you out. Yeah, Sharita said, yeah, gifted and most work. This is true,
Yeah.
because it's going to fall on them to help us to do the ministry and do what we need to do. But that's where pastors they go wrong. You have to
Mhm.
treat your child, your grandchild, just like they are a member of the church. And if you cannot be their pastor, then let them attend your church part-time and go somewhere else where they can have a
And I
pastor.
remember you telling me that. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
you,
I meant it.
people, I know you did.
I
People,
meant
because
that.
I've heard people say it to me like, she just try to keep you there. That's your mom, your dad.
Child.
They try to keep whatever, whatever. And I'm like, if you only knew, like, the conversations we've had, the
Mm-mm.
chastising, I've been set down before, even in those early years of me being up
Yeah,
and singing and stuff like that.
yeah.
I was set. I remember
You
being set
yes, I will
down,
sit you
and
down.
I
You have
was
a
so
beautiful voice,
embarrassed.
right? But you're gonna sit down.
Yeah,
And people was like, "Oh, she shouldn't be doing that." But
yeah,
I didn't care what them people said
right.
because look at you now. Where were you at last night?
Look at me.
Look at you now.
Look at me.
Worshiping
Look,
the Father
look.
with Pastor E. Dewey Smith. You see, but for real though. And then when their child is no longer in church,
Yeah,
you look, people still talking about you
right.
because you come to church every Sunday and your kid is nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
Your child is not in the church. They're not thinking about church. And I'm telling you, this is the promise God has given to pastors, to preachers, that's why the family's so gifted. He
hmm
give us what we need in order
right,
to do the work.
right.
Okay. And that thing is
Yes,
supposed to pass down. But when you become their God,
right. And I think, and you're pretty much saying that though, that parents don't know how to be a parent and a
a
pastor.
parent and a
They just know
pastor.
how to. They let the parent
That's it.
overshadow
That's
the
right.
pastor part
Right.
of it. So they
Yeah.
don't hear they hear God, but they don't listen to God when it comes
No.
to their kids.
Yeah.
And it may be because they already dealing with so much and this is that. I don't want it to make me
Right.
look a certain kind of
Now
way.
you said something else. And that's why I said, you take it as a personal thing rather than looking and truly looking at all of these members.
Yeah.
I'm not if God tell me to sit you down, I'm gonna sit you down just like he told me to sit so and so down.
Right.
If God don't want you up doing, I'm not gonna let you do it.
Right.
And I always, not always, but I just think that was very interesting that the person felt like I had done a disservice to you.
Yeah.
But when I got through breaking it down, it's kind of like I see what you're saying, but man, that just seems so harsh because I saw the kids laugh. I said, girl, I don't care nothing about them kids laughing. And I don't mean no harm when I'm saying this.
Mm.
Now, some of them same kids who was laughing, they're no longer in church.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yep.
saying? They got some stuff going on in their life. Now, I'm not happy about that.
Right.
But I heard the Father and I did what was needed for
Yes.
your walk with Christ.
Yeah, and that, even outside of being a pastor, I think it is really, really important for parents to open their ears to God,
Mm.
and not only open their ears to God, but move in obedience.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what's going to save your child.
Yes.
So I remember growing up and seeing people being bothered that their kids were being told certain things and their kids were being called out and don't say anything to my kid and don't this and don't that.
Yeah.
But it's like if you I'm trying to see how to say, if you trust me to be your pastor,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I'm good
Right.
enough for you. Don't you think
You gotta trust
the
me to
same
be
God
good
that
there.
talks to me
Yep.
about you
Yes.
is talking to me about your kid?
Right.
And so for me, being a parent and being able to hear God, it's hard sometimes
Yeah.
because I want my kids to be happy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I want us to be
Yes.
cool. I don't want to. I don't
Yes.
want to bump heads with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I want you to have certain experiences, but I also, I, honey, I'm always listening to God. You
You
know,
got to.
always listening to God, and
Yeah.
it saves your babies. You know.
Because that's what it's about. But you know what? You said some key things. So look, I wanted y'all to be happy too.
Yeah.
But I also wanted you to be saved.
Yeah.
So sometimes happiness and salvation, they not running together.
Right.
Because we have an enemy that's bringing temptation.
Mhm.
He's doing all kind of stuff to
Yeah.
get you caught up.
Right.
And so I got to be able to hear when the Father is saying, no, don't let him go. Don't let him do that.
Yeah.
To be able to say, oh, no, you can't go to that.
Right.
And let you be mad.
Right.
Let you be unhappy.
Yeah.
You know, but we going to keep on serving the Lord.
Right.
And you're right. I did ran into that where parents felt like I was picking on their kids. You know, you call my kid out. Seem like you always on my kid. But if you tell the truth about it, baby, somebody needs to be on your kid. You know what I'm saying? Because you clearly were not. And then once the kid got out there, then, you know, they come with, Pastor, what we going to do? I'm going to do what you told me to do.
Right.
I'm going to leave your kid alone.
Yeah.
And let you go on.
Yeah, because leadership and pastoring is not just for the parent. And I think a lot of parents, they look at it as if that's just my pastor.
Right.
And then I'm leading my kids type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, and I don't know why some people do that where it's like they want to be that, you know, that's a good point. And it's not no Jim Jones type stuff. You get what I'm saying? I could see if you got a pastor who's like, well, tell your kid that they can't do this. And I'm not that pastor. Right. I'm more I'm going to address the fact that I'm going to have you think so and so. Ain't you supposed to be saying? Now, why would you? And I think as parents, instead of wanting to please your kid, to be able to say, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that if you say. Right. You know, but they're young. I don't want them to miss. Right. Girl, when I used to hear parents do that, I just used to be like, that is so sad. Yeah. That the devil is just using you to set your kid up for failure. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna hear God at all costs and make sure that I'm doing what he told me to do. Because nothing, you know, that's when the embarrassment set in. Right. When you still got church, and little by little, your kids who used to be your musicians, they're no longer in church. They're going off somewhere. And I hate seeing that because you see it so often where pastors, you wouldn't even think they have kids because their child is no longer involved, not even just in their church, just in church period. And it's I laugh, but it's not funny. But I laugh because I knew somebody was like that. Girl, I found out he had a son that could play a keyboard. You know, he was always looking for a musician. And they said, oh man, his son tough. I'm like, oh, he got a son at the CA, so he won't go to church. Yeah. I'm like, man. So somewhere along the line, the enemy got in there and tricked that kid out, tricked that pastor out of the help that God set up for him to have. As he did the ministry. Yeah. You know, and thinking back to that moment where you exposed me. I didn't say nothing in the mic. No, I preached the message. Then I called you. Now you come on up here because you need this prayer. And you did. I really did. But you know, just to imagine, right, where I would be or what would have happened. Girl, if you wouldn't have listened to God and you would have let that mother, that parent side of you stand up. You know, I don't want to embarrass. I love my baby too. Yeah. Listen, y'all, she don't play about her kids. No, I don't play about my kids. She don't play about her kids. My grandkids either. I'd be like, say, you a liar. I'm going to war about mine. You get? So, yeah, it was challenging for me to do that. Yeah. I had to learn how to be parent and pastor. Yes. I had to learn that first. Yeah. And it wasn't easy. Yeah. But once I got the lesson and I saw what God was doing and how that worked, then it was like, oh, that's the only way to do it. Yeah. That's the difference between losing your child as they age and your child remaining with the church. And you know, and I don't care what nobody say, the pastors who kids are no longer with the church, I guarantee you it is because they did not have a pastor. They spent 18 years, 21 years. Yeah. Attended church, but did not have a pastor. They had a parent. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And that moment
that they had, to correct,
Yes.
to say, I don't want to say save, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Oh yeah.
to save, to minister
To
to.
offer salvation.
Yeah, they let that moment pass
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
To,
whatever reason.
like you said, I think it was to save face. I think they didn't want to hurt their kid feeling. They didn't want to embarrass them. And then I've known some pastors who held their children to a certain standard.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very clear. My kid ain't never told you they was a pastor.
Right.
What?
I always love that.
That's what I said.
People will always say certain stuff like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you a pastor kid. You're not supposed to this. You're not supposed to that." I'm like,
You
your
do
kids do it,
Yeah.
Like, we're the same age. What
Now,
did you think?
so you be telling me your 13-year-old cussing, but mine can't? Mine go to the same school yours at.
Girl, like y'all had us reading Bibles throughout the day or something like that.
I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
No, and I resisted that.
Yeah.
And I used to say to your father, we're not gonna do that to our children. That's not right. You let our kids be who they are.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The same way sister so-and-so kid go around there and do that, I'll just do it too.
Yeah.
But we want to connect them to Christ.
Right.
And y'all had the opportunity to be human,
yes,
and to be a church member who was learning what it meant to serve the Lord on your terms.
Yeah.
Not mine.
Right.
You weren't serving your mama's God.
Right.
You had to find out that he was also yours.
Yeah.
And that was the big difference I know in y'all life. Through everything that you all went through, that was the thing, learning that he is my God and making that conscious decision that I choose to serve him.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't forcing you. It's a decision.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. I'm not going to force you to get up here, to come up here for prayer. I'm going to call you. And I guess if you had been like, well, no, I don't want no prayer, I would have did you like I would have done other people. Well, I'm going to tell you why you need prayer. See, because that's where it's going. And maybe that's what you do. Like, well, let me go on up here. Because if you don't go and she calling you up there, then it's just gonna keep going. Because she knows I don't know. But I had pastors. I had a friend. They wasn't pastors, but a church member.
Yeah.
And her daughter wasn't what she supposed to be. Now you know how I knew. Because we was doing stuff together. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I remember she had came. She wanted to come over to the house after church.
Mm-hmm.
And we was like, oh, okay. And she came. So I took her around my friends. We did our little stuff we was doing.
Yeah.
We had a lot of little stuff going on. When that girl left, she went and told her mother all this stuff, but she only told her mother what I had done.
Oh, baby, the way I would have told.
No, but I didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance. So the lady went to my mother and told my mother all this stuff that Rochelle is doing. And I know because my daughter told me she saw her doing it and she was just so surprised and she was standing there praying. So when my mother,
oh my God,
when my mother brought it to me, I was like, and my mother was like, because my mother knew I was doing whatever, not that she was in agreement.
Right.
But she was like, why would you take her over there? I said, she asked to go. She asked could she go. So I took her, introduced. She was worse than me. Because I wouldn't let boys feel all over me, baby. She was getting her feel good on. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there doing what I do. She doing it, and she over there. I'm like, she don't even know him. He do that to everybody. You get it? But I didn't tell on her. But when my mother confronted me, then I did tell my mother, well, let me tell you what she did.
Right.
And my mother was kind of looking like, but what ended up happening, her mother, the next time the daughter was allowed to come over, she sent the little sister. And so I knew what that was about. And I was just kind of like, whatever. And she kept watching every little thing I did. But that was good for the daughter. Right. Because you shouldn't have went telling stuff.
Right.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you this. When I did come back to the Lord, her daughter I don't think her daughter ever went back to church.
Wow.
Her daughter was having nothing to do with church, but she was the one who would be dancing and shouting in church. And me and this other girl, we knew it wasn't real. You know what?
Oh my
And see, that's what I never want young people to do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Because you're not really helping them to develop a relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
You're teaching them hypocrisy.
Yes. You teach. Yes.
And so,
Absolutely.
all the people would be bragging.
That is their relationship with the Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the relationship they have.
They will be bragging, getting up. I thank God for so and so.
That's crazy.
She's an example for all you young people. And that's how my friend would be sitting there. She would be sitting there like,
Oh Lord.
So the young people, we all sitting up there like, y'all clearly don't know this girl. And I ain't doing it like that, but she ended up getting pregnant in high school, just a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And they tried to figure out how it happened, what happened in the bathroom at school.
Oh
Yeah, I'm telling you, sister girl was
My
something
God.
else. But they was like, but her mother did apologize. She said, Rochelle, I judge you so harshly. She said, I really want you to pray for so and so because she's not in church. She's not thinking about church.
Wow.
No, because y'all forced her to be saved.
Yes.
She never had a relationship with Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all forced her to say she had one.
Right.
She had to get up and
faking it.
She was started. Yeah, that girl fake. She would get up and testify how she thank God for being saved, full of the Holy Ghost. She be dancing and shouting with them. And then after service, I just wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna play with God like that. You know what I mean? It's like it is what it is.
Oh,
but yeah, I
gosh.
think it is so important that pastors pastor their children or either encourage them to go somewhere else to be pastored.
Yes.
You're saving their lives by doing that.
Yeah. And I think when we had that conversation, that's when I really understood that there is a difference.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So I have mom.
Mm-hmm.
Mom is pastor.
Yeah.
But I have my mom and my pastor.
Yes.
Instead of bunching it up into.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think that's the moment when I was like, oh, she not playing. Like,
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think if you wouldn't have, you had to learn that first.
I had to learn it first.
But you learned it way earlier than me.
I had to.
Yeah, but when we had that conversation and you was like, maybe you need to go to another church. You need to join another church because it seemed like you don't listen and you not getting it.
No, I really meant that though.
I know.
Because I wanted you to have a relationship with Christ. And if you can't find Christ here because you can't get past me being your mother,
yes,
go where you can find him because you really need to know the Lord.
Right. And that's really how you said it.
And I really meant it that way. Oh, whatever. No, for real, I'm very passionate about that because I think it's sad and the enemy rejoices when he grabs the pastor's kids.
Yeah.
And they end up ODing, they end up in jail and prison. It's not supposed to be that way. Mm-hmm. They also are supposed to be carrying this anointing, helping with the ministry, standing before the Lord. But when they don't have a pastor, how can you hear without a preacher? How can they preach except to be sent? I give you pastors after my own heart.
Right.
Who are going to lead? They're going to teach you how to serve me.
Right.
So you go 20 years without a pastor.
Girl.
Yeah. No wonder you messed up.
Yeah.
And then what really make it so bad, them be some of the smartest sinners. You know what I'm saying?
The most intelligent.
Oh my gosh, you meet a pastor's kid that's out in the world. The first thing they want to tell you, oh, I know the way. I know my father was a pastor.
True.
That has nothing to do with your walk with Christ.
Yeah.
What's your story?
Yeah.
Just because your father was a pastor, your mama was a preacher, that don't give you any credibility. I used to tell people that the devil don't care nothing about that.
Yeah. If anything, that makes it worse.
That makes it worse.
Here talking about I know the way and I grew up this way and so what happened?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And they can't explain it.
Yeah.
They know what I'm doing is wrong. But my knowledge, I got so much knowledge.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's really a sad situation. And it really bothers me. And I'm very passionate about that because I don't like to see that happen to pastors' kids. And I can almost tell when I'm out there and I meet somebody who's a pastor kid, I do this. I know how to play the keyboard. I do the drums.
Yeah.
I know that word.
Yeah.
And you smell like everything. You get what I'm saying? Where's your victory?
Yeah.
And so they kind of a hard people to deal with because they know too much.
Yeah.
They know everything about how to have liberty in Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know how to
And
be free.
so one of the things that used to get on my nerves as a kid, but I grew, and as a parent, I do the same thing. You don't have a choice of whether or not you. I remember growing up and seeing some of the kids, and they wouldn't be at church
Yeah.
on some nights. Then I'd be like, "Oh, where is so and so? They didn't want to come tonight," and I'm like,
Right.
I didn't want to come tonight
Girl,
either.
right.
What's happening?
I didn't want to come, but see, that
Yeah.
was parent. That said, oh no, you're
Right.
coming to church. I
Absolutely.
didn't make you come as your pastor.
Yes.
Because as your pastor, you stay home if you want to.
Yes.
But as your parent, oh baby, you
Right.
coming to
You're gonna be
church
exposed
tonight.
to this Jesus.
You're gonna be exposed to this
Yeah.
this grown
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And you're gonna sit there.
This grown Jesus.
You're gonna sit there with a wonderful attitude. You're not gonna be sitting up here with your face all about God. But you know what, too? I used to say the same thing. I used to say to the parents, where's so and so? Oh, they had a bunch of homework and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
I said,
and I remember, oh my goodness, we used to bring our homework
there you
to
go.
church.
Bring it.
And I remember you saying that to parents.
Yeah.
Have your child bring their homework to church.
Bring their homework to church. And what was so amazing, some of the parents who did, I think it was very funny that y'all start getting y'all work done
Yeah.
a little quicker. Because you didn't want to be, because stuff happening and you want to be nosy.
Yeah.
So you get your stuff done so you can participate or be looking at what's going on in church.
Yeah.
But to let your kids stay home, and what they don't understand, they were telling their kid the value of a relationship with Christ.
Yes.
Your homework
Right.
is more valuable
Yeah.
than your relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So your job, some of those kids were taking jobs intentionally
Right.
that will prevent them from coming to church.
Yeah.
Say to the pastor, why would you let the parent, why would you let your kid get a job second shift? They can't never get to church.
Yeah.
Well, pastor, I figured they got to make a little bit of money. So now you being selfish because you're looking at that for you.
Right.
And what you're doing is sacrificing the spiritual life of your kid for a few dollars.
Yeah.
And but
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I saw that happen more times than not. That that's and then they miss out on the relationship that they need to know Christ. And so, yeah, many pastors' kids as adults who didn't have that pastor relationship, to have that pastor relationship, oh yeah, I can get to my one thing.
Oh yes.
Yes, they miss out on the fact that I never really got to know who the Lord was. I just knew my mother. I just knew my father.
Yeah.
But they never got a chance to have a relationship with Christ.
Yes.
So yeah. And so and that's one of the things we're going to do. And this when we get this center going,
yes,
is helping families to latch on to Christ to build these relationships.
Yes. Yeah.
So yes. Always good conversation.
It is. It is. So we're done for tonight. Thank you so much to everyone that is tuned in on Kick, on what's that, YouTube. You got your TikTok, Facebook. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of the support, the donations. If you watch this on playback, you can still donate.
Yep.
$10, $5,
Absolutely.
$3, whatever you have to give. But we're just asking for $10. Shout out again to Texas Roadhouse. Thank you so much for partnering up with us as we take on this journey. Okay, so don't forget, Chasten will be at Texas Roadhouse tomorrow night.
Yep.
Yes, tomorrow and Saturday, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, Chasten said in the comments earlier for everybody to come eat. Now, I told Chasten this is just me and his thing. Just me and him. We gonna go. So y'all don't listen to Chasten. I'm kidding. So I'm sure he'll drop the location of where he'll be.
Yeah,
and
we want him to come.
Yeah.
He ain't paying for it.
No, he's not. Right. So don't get that. We don't want to invite y'all to eat and then y'all be like, because when you invite people,
yes,
you pay.
Yeah,
so
we want you to go eat.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, you go eat.
Yes.
Right.
Right. Yeah. No, we're not paying, baby. You're gonna be there washing dishes.
Yeah.
Okay, so goodbye, everybody. That is it for tonight. Have a good night. and we will see you later.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. I think this is. I want to end, you guys, but the mouse is. Oh, it's always backwards. All right, let's try this again. Bye.